Welcome in, Capricorn, to Don Williams Tarot. I hope this message finds you well. I'm actually recording this video on July the 4th, so happy Independence Day to those who are celebrating. This message is for sun, moon, or rising placements in the sign of Capricorn. So if you have those placements, this message may be for you. Keep in mind that this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading. Therefore, not all messages may resonate, so take what does, leave what doesn't. If you're interested in doing a deep dive as to what's going on with you and your life, I do provide private readings. My information is in the details below this video. Or you can just go to donwilliamstarot.com, all one word, to my website to find my pricing and availability. So I apologize for getting this message out to you late. As you can see, I have damage to my face. I went on vacation. I went to go visit family. And while I was on vacation, I decided to walk my brother's 80-pound dog. Well, it's been a long time since I've walked a big dog like that. And what I didn't know is that you don't wrap the leash around your hand because you can't let go of the leash if it's wrapped around you, right? What a dummy. So yes, he saw a lizard and he took off he was just going after that lizard. And I was already off balance as it was at the time that this happened. And I just got picked up right off my feet and I just slammed right down on the concrete. So I broke my nose. I actually look way better than I did 12 days ago, or however many days ago it was that I did this. So yeah, it was a really dumb thing. I mean, I do have damage to my shoulder. I've got damage to my knee, but the bigger thing was because I was a dummy and I wrapped the leash around my hand and he yanked. So it really jacked up my wrist. So it's difficult for me to shuffle. I'm getting better. I can do like kind of hand over hand as long as I am not pronating or trying to really twist my wrist a lot. So I've already shuffled your cards. I plan to do a Celtic cross for you today because I did not get to do a career and money reading for you for the month of June. I'm going to add some cards specifically for career and money at the end of this portion of your reading. So I'm going to pull 3 Indigo Goddess cards as well as 3 life and career cards out of this deck towards the end. So I hope you will stay until the end. If you're brand new to my channel, you may want to consider subscribing, because if you're a subscriber, you will be notified as to when I go live. I've just started doing live videos where I'm inviting all of my subscribers to come in and you are free to ask a question and I will read your cards for you. I'm doing this specifically for people who only have just a single question, because I've had many people say, you know, they didn't want to do a full reading because they only had one thing that they wanted to know information about. So I figured, well, then this is a great opportunity for me to expand my offering to those people. Excuse me. So you're invited in during those sessions, and you can ask a question. My only ask is that, you know, I do not charge a lot of money for readings. If you have more than one question or you want to go deeper into whatever information is shared with you, I do ask that you just do me the courtesy and book a full reading. You know, you can do a half hour, and we can do a deeper dive as to what's going on with you, and it's private, right? So nobody else is listening to your messages. Okay, so for today, I'm going to take myself off screen while I do this portion of your reading. And then I'm going to pull myself back on when I've completed this. And then I'm going to pull 3 cards from each of these decks to give you additional information as to career and money, if it isn't already covered in your reading, Capricorn. Okay, so I have shuffled, but because you can't really see me shuffling, because I have to take little sections of the deck to do it, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to just spread stacks here, and you can see that I am not trying to stack the deck in any specific way, that at least there is some level of shuffling that's happened. And I'm doing the best that I can with the limitations that I've got. Now, the readings, as in terms of the live readings, I haven't done one. The last one I did, though, I had a system crash. So my old laptop just wasn't up to the standards because, it was 8 or 9 years old. And when I bought that laptop, I was definitely not doing live streaming or anything like that. So I keep having these crash issues. So I decided to go ahead and invest in a new laptop. And this laptop, as you can see, has wide screen. So you're seeing a bigger portion of my room than you did previously, but the clarity is there. The other thing is that this is really meant to be a streaming and a gaming computer. So this laptop is much better than my old one. So I plan to go live Friday, tomorrow, this 5th of July, probably around 6 or 7 p.m. my time. I haven't decided yet exactly what time, but I'm going to be putting that out there again today. So at least you will be notified if you are a subscriber. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and move these over here because I have a hard time holding the cards as well. So let me get myself off screen and we're just going to do your reading. So your first card, whoops, upside down. Did I put it upside down? I certainly did. Let me flip it over here. So go this way. There we go. Yes. Okay. First card is the Nine of Cups. What a beautiful card, Capricorn. Right there. That is all about success and good things. Now, this card is your anchor. This is your main focus for the month of July. So you're coming in with a lot of prosperity. You're coming in with some wish fulfillment. That's what this card is representing here. And I absolutely love this. Abundance is coming in. You can see right away that there's this big treasure chest. So I feel as though whatever you've been working on or working towards is coming to you as a yes from the universe. Then we have the Page of Cups. So that page is representing potential new relationships, new love on the way. Queen of Swords is in your thoughts. Seven of Pentacles is in your foundation. 10 of Wands is your immediate past. 8 of Wands is your immediate future. 6 of Swords is your distant future. 3 of Pentacles is your closest relationships. Oops. Well, you will get that card, but you're going to get that card later. The 8 of Wands is your future feelings. And then your final card is the King of Swords. Now, what is really super interesting here, Capricorn, is you do not have any major arcana. So I feel as though this month may be a coasting kind of a month for you, meaning that you're not going to be hitting a lot of really heavy energy this month. However, it is still fast moving energy that is coming in for you to look at. And I feel as though you're going to be just fine, just based on what I'm seeing. There's nothing here that has me alarmed in any way. So as we start off, you're reading this Nine of Cups. Of course, is that wish card, that wish energy coming in, wish fulfillment. So if you've been planting seeds, if you've been wanting to start something, if you have been really pushing your manifestations towards your dreams, I do feel that this card is saying that they are going to grant you this beautiful energy. And the other thing I want you to notice is the gold on the card. The 7 of Pentacles also has gold on that card. And those are the positive energies of spirit, meaning that spirit is completely got your back, right? So now what's crossing or helping or hindering you that is crossing over your energy is the Page of Cups. Now, the Page of Cups is this new opportunity, a new path, a new direction And the cups also represent relationships or our inner voice, our feelings, our emotions. So some of you may be uh, being introduced to a new person, or you're introduced to someone that's going to come in that's going to really resonate with your heart. This could be a new love interest. I will say that I don't see any other cup cards here that confirm this, but it could be an introduction, and it could be that this introduction then leads to something more substantial as you progress in that relationship. Now, your thoughts have to do with the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is my queen of patience and understanding, but she's also my queen of logic. She is my queen of truth and integrity, and she expects the same from others. She will not put up with anybody else's BS. She wants you to give it to her straight. She wants to understand the way you think. She wants to understand the way that you process, how you communicate, what words you use, how you come up with your decisions of things. So this could be you. This could be someone. Since this is thoughts, this is your thoughts. This could be where you're coming from for this month, as you're looking at things very analytically, not really sinking into your heart space, more looking at things from this logical point of view. Okay. And that's fine. That's the energy that it is. And I just, those are your thoughts, and you're just being really level headed. You are definitely standing your ground. You are definitely looking at things and being very observant, observative. Wait, what's the word? I did fall on my head. Yes. So sometimes the words will not come out properly, but you know what I meant. Very observant. There we go. Thank you. Thank you, Spirit. So your foundation has to do with the Seven of Pentacles. Now, the Seven of Pentacles, as you can see, is that card. He planted those seeds, and now he's in this waiting pattern, right? He's waiting for those seeds to germinate, for those seeds to come up, for those things to manifest for him. And you can see the baby sprouts, right? The baby sprouts are coming up. So he's really looking at the things that he's planted, the things that he wants, and he's evaluating, is what I'm going after really worth the work that I'm putting into whatever it is this represents for you? I feel like you might be looking at that, but again, I feel as though you're totally being guided here, because you've got the gold on your card, which basically states that it's okay to make those assessments, to really assure yourself that what you're doing is the right thing for you, and that checking in with yourself is really a good thing, especially if you're talking about money situations, if this is about career, if this is about your health, your possessions, your home life, because that's what the Pentacles all represents. But again, the Pentacles does represent our earth energy, right, Capricorn? So I feel as though this is just really kind of talking specifically to you. We do have the Three of Pentacles here, which the Three of Pentacles is definitely Capricorn energy. And I don't see the Devil or the World or the Queen of Pentacles. So this is your representation of your energy here for this reading. Now, your immediate past has to do with this Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands is really carrying a heavy burden. This energy is one of those ones where you feel as though you've got the weight of the world on your shoulders. As you can see, she does have an oxen here. She is carrying all this stuff with her, right? And the question you need to ask yourself, are you willing to put that energy now to free yourself? Because I feel as though this is what we put on ourselves. We are the ones that put on that heavy weight, right? We are the ones that say, if I want anything done properly, I need to do it myself. This is that card of really learning to delegate to others, to really allow others to come in and assist you. And so, what I'm feeling is that you have gotten to this place where you're ready to put down that burden. You're ready to share the load. And I think it's taken you a long time to get to this point, Capricorn, because I feel as though Capricorn energy, especially as earth signs, right? Because I'm a Taurus, especially as earth signs, really feel as though, we would love to be able to delegate, but if we did it ourselves, we know it would be done right and it would not have to be done over. Now, the thing about that, of course, is that you're limiting your ability to receive help. Think about that. The other thing is you're limiting others to become as good or as skilled as you are. Why do you want to prevent someone else to be as skilled or as good at doing a task, doing a something than you? Those are just things to contemplate. But anyway, this is in your immediate past. I do feel as though you're putting that burden down. And the other thing that you're doing is you're walking away from things that no longer serve you. The Eight of Cups does say that there is some kind of a loss, that you have gotten to the point where you feel as though there are things that you cannot change. They're outside of your control. There are things that you do not want to tolerate in your life. This could be walking away from toxic relationships. This could be walking away from toxic people in general. It could be a toxic working environment. It could be, just deciding that there are people, even in your own family, that you love them because you're related, but at the same time, you have nothing in common with them. So it's kind of one of those things where you're walking away, you're protecting yourself, you're putting up, creating new healthy boundaries around yourself. And if you look at her, yes, she's walking away from the cups, those things that she looks at as that emotional connection, and she's walking into the sun, right? She's leaving the dark, because you can see the darkness on the card here. She's moving away from the dark and she's moving into the light. She's going towards the sun. She no longer wants her energy to be sucked down into this. So I feel like that is a beautiful card for you, Capricorn. One of the things that is also coming in for you is your distant future, which is this Six of Swords energy. This Six of Swords energy is that energy of moving to calmer shores. As you can see, she has her bag packed. She's all by herself, right? And as she's getting closer and closer to land, where she is going to land, and start a new life for herself or start a new chapter in her life, she is getting help by these birds. So, what this card does represent is when you least expect it, someone is going to lend you a helping hand this month in some way that is going to have a lot of meaning for you. And the other thing is that you're moving away from really choppy waters to calmer shores. So, whatever it is that you're walking away from, you are going to feel much more safe. And this is opening this opportunity for you to really start to heal from the heavy burden and whatever it is that you're emotionally walking away from. Now, your next card has to do with your closest relationships. These are the relationships of the people around you. So this doesn't necessarily mean, your significant love or your family, although it could. But basically what this card is all about for me is teamwork, and teamwork makes the dream work. The more hands that you have working on a project, the lighter the load, right? So I feel as though this has been a lesson for you, Capricorn, that you have been carrying that load for such a long time. And now you're allowing yourself to, get help from others, where you're not afraid to ask because you don't want to be let down by somebody saying, no, I can't help you, or no, I don't have the time to help you. I feel as though you are in a position, as you're moving up your ladder here, that more people are going to be willing to help you out because they recognize your skill. They recognize your kindness, and they really do care about you, and they really do want to help. Now, the other thing about threes is that threes are about creativity, but they're also about thinking about things outside the box. The pentacles have to do with our career, but it also has to do with our physical security and our home. So it could be a thing where you are doing something within your home, that, people are going to help you create this new home space for yourself, or bring in some things that are going to make you more comfortable. But the other thing about this Three of Pentacles specifically is this is my skill set card. So it feels as though you have a very unique skill set, and the way that you present information, the way that you present your ability to do things is very unique in itself as well, which is very respected by those around you. So keep that in mind as you progress through July. Now, your future feelings is this Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is my victory card. I'm sorry, the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is my victory card, but this is also this part of speed and taking action. The wands are an active card anyway, as well as the swords. So it feels as though something's going to come in. You're not really going to be able to think much about how you are going to prepare yourself for whatever this represents for you. And you're just going to have to do it and get it done and get it behind you. I do feel as though this is fast moving energy. The eights are always about overcoming obstacles and always advancing to something new. So it's a need to overcome, or it's a need to look at things in a different way. But at the same time, this is fast growth, fast moving, fast inspiration coming in, creativity that sparks that passion within you. So I look at this as a very positive energy for you to be embracing. And I feel as this is coming in more towards the end of the month, the end of July, that's going to carry you into August. Your final card is the King of Swords. Now, if you look at the two, these are the two counterparts to one another. The Queen and the King are very similar in their way of thinking, meaning that he too is a very analytical thinker. He guides and leads because he's a good military guy, actually, this King of Swords. He would be a guy that would definitely go into battle with his troops. If it were necessary for him to do so, he would definitely be leading the charge. I kind of am thinking, it is the 4th of July, and I always go back to those Mel Gibson movies, Braveheart, and some of those where he just absolutely epitomizes kind of this King of Swords energy that I'm picking up here. This guy would definitely go to battle for you. This could be someone that is the new love of your life coming in. And as I said, this was maybe an introduction that you're meeting someone very soon, and then this could be what he turns into. Now, as I am looking at this, as this is a counterpart, this could definitely be a soulmate for you, in that you both kind of think about life, and you think about, your spirituality. All of those things that are important to you are kind of aligned. Okay. Overall, this looks really good. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put myself back on view. And I'm going to do my best to put these glasses on. I can't really rest them on my nose because it's still quite sensitive. So I'm just going to hold these up while I try to read your cards. If you've made it this far, please give me a thumbs up because it really does help me. Thank you. Okay, so your first card is Success. And it talks about brilliant ideas, shining at work, great pay, a promotion, invention, and create. So I feel as though if you're very in tune with the direction that your company is trying to grow and trying to go, I know that all the departments feed into, really helping that bottom line. I was in the biotech industry for over 20 years. So I realized that everybody is a contributor. So the thing is if you're shining at work, it's because you're allowing yourself to really tap into this creative space for yourself. I really do feel as though you could be very inventive, you could be very creative. And one of the things, um, I worked in an area where I was also the person that used to process all of the inventions that this company would make, that different individuals in a company would make, and we would send those to the patent office. And my job was to get the patents packages ready, get them sent off to the patent office so that we could get, those things patented. For some reason, I feel like I'm sharing this story with you because I feel as though that's like the level of degree of information, of creativity that you may be involved with during this next month. Don't know why that came up. I haven't thought about that in years. But that's the way spirit works. Okay, a clever ploy. Step up your game, outwit them, negotiate wise tactics, and behind the scenes. So this guy looks like a fox, right? Sly fox. Clever ploy. I would really say if you are looking for a new role, you are interviewing and you're going through that process, you do want to do something very creative that allows you to stand out. Now, what that would be, I don't know. It might be something different for all of you, depending on the industry that you are working in. But you always want to leave an interview with the thought in mind of the person that is interviewing you, that you asked something that was above and beyond what anybody else would ask. Now, typically, what I used to do is I would always ask my interviewers, especially if I really liked the company and I was really interested in the job. I would eventually get to the point where I was talking to the lead person that was going to be making the hiring decision. And I'd always ask them at the end of the conversation, now, was there anything discussed here that would prevent you from believing or thinking that I'm not the perfect person for the job? Because I'm really interested in this role. I feel like this is where I can really help you bridge these gaps because you listen right throughout the interview. And I'll tell you, every time that I've used that question, every single time they said, absolutely not. I think you'd be fabulous. And I got the job. So you got to think outside the box a little bit. And sometimes it's really hard, to ask for the job. And that's basically what you're doing, right? Is asking for the job. And many other people just kind of they don't do that, right? Because I've interviewed a ton of people as well in my role. So if you're asking for the job, just ask for the job. Is there anything that would prevent you from hiring me today? Like if you could hire me right this minute, would you do it? Every single time I've asked a vice president, a senior vice president, any of those people, they always said, you absolutely are a perfect fit. And I always got the job. So take it as it resonates, right? Okay, here we go. Education, knowledge is power. So study, teach, training, read, write, publishing, and advance. Yeah, so education is key. Here's the thing, and it's really interesting, this card about education. My daughter went to college. She got her psych degree. She thought she wanted to work with children, so she minored in children's psychology on top of her major as a psychologist. Once she got through school, she realized she didn't want to work with children, and she went back to school, right? And she was able to get her bachelorette in nursing. So she is now a oncology nurse. And she just got a new job at Dana-Farber in Boston, one of the best cancer hospitals in the country, really. And the thing is all that education, they really just kind of train you to do whatever their processes are. But a lot of times people won't even look at your resume if you don't have some type of education or some type of proof that you have the characteristics and the ability to do the work. So always list all of your education. And the other thing is always be honest about what education you truly have, because I have worked with people who said they had PhDs and then they later found out that they did not have a PhD and they had been working for the company for a number of years before that information came out. So I feel like companies are really looking at that stuff now. So don't lie on your resume, especially about your education, because that's really easy for people. And now I think a lot of companies require that you give them transcripts. So okay, here we go. Brilliance. You discover your own genius by breaking away from the grind to follow your own inspiration. Your ideas bring recognition. I love this. So, this is really saying tap into your own capabilities, tap into your own knowledge. One of the things that I'm also picking up is for those people who really have a hobby that they absolutely love. I feel as though that hobby can somehow turn into a business for you. I'm not really picking up anything in terms of who or what. I just feel as though this is something that is going to be becoming more and more common as we move forward, um, as we progress, right? Okay, track. Do you feel stuck in your current situation? But you do have options. So look for another job while keeping the one you have for now. I think that's the best thing for you to do. You definitely do not want your employer to know that you're looking. That's the hardest thing, is to be able to go on interviews, especially depending on the level of job that you do, or, if you are a manager or you are a president, vice president, those types of things. It's just a little bit more difficult. But at the same time, it's the smartest thing for you to do, because you're still bringing in your income, and you're able to take care of your needs, right? And then you can make that transition once you are offered a new role. So the last card says fast changes. You will be leaving a job suddenly or getting one very quickly, or your work may change dramatically in a short time. So go with the flow. I actually love this card. This fast changes definitely ties into this 8 of Wands right here that we were talking about, that's going to be happening towards the end of July. So keep that in mind. So if you are looking for a new role, it may be a very quick turnaround. But at the same time, be respectful to your employer. Don't just walk away without giving them proper notice. You never want to burn a bridge, right? Because that will follow you. It definitely will. And you never know who knows who. It may seem as though, oh, we live on this big, huge, massive world, but depending on the sector, the private sector, that or whatever it is that you do for a job, everybody knows everybody else. In my industry, the biotech industry, people would go to these conferences, ASCO and all of these major conferences, and they would all talk to one another. They all knew each other, right? Even though they might be competitors. So just keep that in mind. Just think smart, right? Think smart. Okay, Capricorn, that's what I've got for you for this round of readings. I hope you found some nuggets here that you found helpful. I hope you have a wonderful 4th of July, which is today, if you happen to watch this today, and enjoy your month of July. And I'll be back with you soon. So cheers.